in the Devon Archer testimony, um, there were, there's there's a bunch of stuff, and he talks about, phone calls and the regularity of them, and talking about the weather, and I wanted to be with you alone and talk about the weather. But one of the things I pointed out is that the laptop is bullshit. It's been bullshit. It's always going to be bullshit. If anybody brought it into a court of law, a first-year law student could get it bounced, and that's what we're seeing in all of these hearings. This is from the Devon Archer thing. Let me blow this up a little bit, see if I can move this over here. And this is one of the passages that they're talking where Comer and some of these dickheads are bringing up stuff that, emails between him and Hunter Biden that are supposedly real. And the issue that he has and his attorneys have is that these are emails that are allegedly from this hard drive called laptop that Rudy Giuliani has been shuffling around and copying and recopying multiple times and organizing files in it in a way that they weren't originally when they got just fucked up shit. And, again, stuff that would make it unusable. If anybody has any complaints that the Hunter Biden laptop stuff will be completely useless in a court of law, you can blame one person. Rudy Giuliani. Rudy Giuliani is the primary fuck up who guaranteed that if there were any actual crimes in the details found in Hunter Biden's alleged laptop, or the details, the emails involved in that they will never see the inside of a courtroom because of him specifically. Because even if they saw him on the hard drive and then they went and found the real one, and the real one said exactly what that said on there, the fact that they used this unverifiable, inauthentic thing to find something else, fruit of the poison tree, that's how you get shit thrown out. It's a fake, it's a illegal search and seizure, blah, blah, blah. So it's gone. Forget about it. Now, it isn't. Like, there's no criming in there. All the contents have been available, and nobody's been able to fucking go, there it is. That's the number. Look at this. This check cleared here. This payment went there. And this thing happened and this change occurred. Nobody's been able to put a B equals C chart on any of this shit together. So, but this is the part that I found fascinating. Okay. This is where we go. Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Archer. Thank you. Before I start my questions, I want to come back to documents you were shown during the Republicans' round of questioning. You were shown various documents that appear to be emails. The majority has represented, the Republican staff has represented that they came either from the internet or from a hard drive in their possession that they have refused to date to provide to committee Democrats. And what they mean is the hard drive laptop named laptop. The laptop, hard drive laptop. Mr. Archer, I want to be clear. You are unable to authenticate these emails. Is that correct? I am unable to authenticate. That is correct. You don't have any personal memory or recollection that would allow you to determine whether these emails are in fact authentic. I don't know if they're authentic. They're kind of in the genre of what we talked about. Okay, that's it. There it is. Remember how I brought up the fact that in the, Joe Biden talking to the Council on Foreign Relations, and he goes, I'm leaving here in 6 hours, and if he's not fired, you're not getting the money. And he goes, I'm going to call the president. And he goes, call him. The minute Joe Biden says, call him, that's that. Conspiracy dies. Like the bribery extortion aspect of it goes out the fucking window when you are acting on behalf of the boss. And if the boss agrees with you about the action you are taking, that's it. Unless they find a check to Barack Obama as well, and to every member of Congress who was pushing back against the, corruption in Ukraine. And again, Shokin was not going after Burisma. He was extorting Burisma. He's extorting Zlochevsky by basically saying, give me money or this file finds its way to somebody's desk. I'll keep it in my office as long as the money keeps flowing. The minute you stop paying me, your corruption ends up on somebody's fucking desk. When Shokin was fired, that folder found its way to a desk, and Zlochevsky ended up having to flee the country. So this is the part that is a makes everything I've been telling you. This is, if you say this is just a deposition too. If you say this in a court of law, you're done. That's it. Your Honor, I'd like to approach. We'd like all of this stuff stricken, and we want that evidence stricken. They cannot. Their expert, who is allegedly engaged in these communications, can't even authenticate that it's real. They have no metadata that makes this, that proves where the source of this stuff comes from. The general idea that it's around certain deals is inconsequential to the fact that anybody could also put in there like, yeah, we were talking about a trip to the Bahamas. Well, isn't it interesting that there was a murder in the Bahamas? And, well, according to this email, you're talking about going to the Bahamas, and here's the date that you said you're going to the Bahamas, and this is the date the dead body was found, and you said, P.S., don't forget to put the dead body in a suitcase and bring it with us. And you're like, wait a fucking second. We were talking about going to the Bahamas. That was true in that general timescape, but I don't know what the fuck this stuff is. Well, maybe you think you don't, but let me show you the metadata of when this email was sent. And it has it. I have the metadata around here somewhere. I know there was metadata. It was a thing. There was a piece. I was like, metadata. I put it under the, and there was a piece of metadata in that's when the judge declares you in contempt and kicks you out of the fucking courtroom. That's when you go from like instantly. You go from being a masterful prosecutor and the Lincoln lawyer to Rudy Giuliani farting on your co-conspirator and giving her COVID.